Hi guys, and welcome to Herzogenaurach, the home of Adidas HQ. Adidas have invited Lovell Soccer to check out the brand new Predator 23. We've got so much lined up for you, so stay tuned for a first look at the Predator 2023. We'll be getting an in-depth insight from the innovation and design teams here at Adidas, as well as exclusive access to their testing lab where all Adidas boots are put through their paces on the famous robot leg. And that's not all, I'll be testing the boots right here at Adidas HQ on the Adidas pitch, giving our verdict on the new version. But before all that, let's take it back to where it all started. When we think of legends of football, we definitely don't think about football boots, but the Adidas Predator is definitely an icon. No other football boot has a history like it. The technical innovation and design definitely paved the way for all the boots we see today. That black, white and red colourway brings back memories of legends such as Zidane and David Beckham. Since its first inception within the football world, the Predator has definitely been involved in some of the most iconic moments in football history. But where did it all begin?
He's got courage by the cupful, this Aussie from Newcastle.
Way back in the early 90s, ex-Liverpool midfielder Craig Johnston came up with the idea of adding rubber fins to football boots after seeing the amount of spin he was able to get on a ball while playing table tennis. And after many designs and rejections, Johnston managed to convince Franz Beckenbauer into wearing a prototype pair. He filmed it, and it was this video that convinced Adidas to create the Predator as we know it today.
And it really is a stunning look.
And this is what they came up with, the OG, the 94 Predator, released for the 1994 World Cup. This is the boot that started it all, the black, white and red colourway that is synonymous with the Predator brand. The boot had rubber elements along the forefront of the boot, allowing players to generate a lot more power. Not just that, more spin and swerve, taking their game to the next level. The upper was made out of kangaroo leather, which made it extremely durable, but also soft and comfortable. And the weight, a staggering 391 grams. Compared to the Predator Edge, which sits in at 260 grams, we see a reduction of a little over a third of the original weight. And we also see printed on the instep of the boot the name Johnston, who invented the rubber elements that we see on the boot. Interestingly, the first goal ever scored in a pair of Predators was by John Collins against Rangers.
From boot room to superstar, what a story.
Next was the Predator Rapier, released in 1995, and essentially it was the same as the previous model, with the addition of a fold-over tongue. The Rapier was the first boot to be released in multiple colourways, releasing a limited white pair, paving the way for the multiple colours we see on pitch today. 996 gave us a Predator touch, and this is where it all started for a certain David Beckham. Having heard great things about the Predator, he asked Adidas to supply him with a pair for the opening fixture against Wimbledon. Unfortunately, they only had one size 8 available, which had been set aside for Rangers ace Charlie Miller. Adidas had even embroidered Charlie's name on the tongue, which Becks got some stick for in the dressing room. But that didn't stop him from scoring one of the best goals in Premier League history as he put one in the back of the net from the halfway line, kickstarting his journey with the Predator to become one of the most iconic duos that football had ever seen.
So Sullivan off his line! Oh! That is absolutely phenomenal!
The Predator Accelerator was launched in 1998, which gave us this traction sole plate, which features bladed studs. Adidas also moved the laces, giving it an asymmetrical lacing system and larger surface for striking. The The rubber elements have now been reduced, coming from the Touch model, and now sit flush with the kangaroo leather upper. You've also got 3 larger white stripes which iconically wrapped underneath the boot. For the Adidas Predator Precision, I've brought you to the Adidas archive to take a look at this, the Player of the Year boot for Zidane. Take a look at the embroidery there in gold, and it's also got it at the back here, World Player of the Year 2000. You can noticeably see that the tongue has Velcro to hold that tongue down really nicely in place. The rubberized elements on the forefoot was reduced and made to look more fin-like and covered less of that forefoot section. Moving on to the sole plate, we've got the traction stud system, which had these kind of bladed studs for better traction on the pitch. Staying on the 2000 Predator Precision, you then have these special ones here, made specifically for Beckham. Firstly, we've got Brooklyn embroidered along the tongue area there, and then if we move to the back of the boot in the heel area, we've got a date, October the 6th, 2001. Now that's a date that sticks in the mind of all of us English fans as a date that David Beckham scored that iconic free kick against Greece. And the 2000 boot also gave us the first interchangeable traction studs on a Predator. And most noticeably, we have the elongated tongue, which David Beckham himself requested, and the elastic band to hold it down, which inspired the 2002 Predator Mania. The most iconic and recognizable football boot of all time. You can see that Adidas added a much larger fold over tongue to cover those laces there, and also replaced the Velcro with this elastic band to hold that tongue in place. Moving on to the inside of the forefoot, we've got this rubberized element, and that was reduced significantly coming from the Predator 2000. This is the first Predator with the split sole plate design, which reduced the weight of this to 325 grams, making it at the time the lightest Predator ever made. At the back, they introduced a heel counter, making it more supportive for that heel area for the player. And this specific boot was designed to celebrate Zidane's 3 Player of the Year awards, and you can see that's embroidered along the tongue there. And Zidane himself signed the boots at the back here, which is really cool. And it was in the 2002 Predator Mania that he scored that iconic legendary goal against Bayern Leverkusen in the Champions League final. What a finish.
Into the penalty area towards Zidane.
After a 3-year hiatus, Predator returned at the end of 2017. The 18 Plus was the first laceless Predator and featured a prime knit upper and control skin that helped with grip. Adidas also removed the iconic rubber elements along the boot and replaced it with these ridges along the toe box. You also had the stretchy sock fit colour, which helped with locking in your feet.
89th minute, there's a free kick on the edge of the area. Last chance to win this tie. What's he doing? He's changing his boots.
After a mixed journey, 2020 gave us another wow moment for the Predator franchise.
This can't be fair.
Critics.
And the rubber elements that the Predator was well known for were back in the form of 406 rubber spikes on the demon skin upper. It came in high and low cut versions, with the high versions fitted with the signature prime knit colour. And this led to the current Predator Edge. The removal of the rubber spikes brings it closer to a Predator of old. The collar's definitely been lowered, with the colourway taking influence from the 2012 Predator LZ. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2, where I'll be talking all things testing, design and innovation within the lab at Adidas HQ.